Welcome to everyone to our Wednesday webinar on using AI for service departments, specifically for manufacturing companies. Our goals today are to introduce RAP, that's Rapid Acceleration Partners, that's us, as well as show you a live demonstration of how our customers use AI for service departments. Just kicking off quickly with a housekeeping slide. So that you will receive these slides via email after the presentation, and we will get you a recording of the presentation in 24 hours so that you can share it with others or for your own use. Feel free to email us, contact us. That's what we're looking for to either answer your questions or to have follow-up engagements with our team. During the presentation, feel free to send us your questions via chat. We will answer those at the end. And as best you can, avoid distractions. If you can turn off your phone, that's great. It'll be well worth your time. And we would certainly appreciate your undivided attention during the presentation. So my name is Ian Kimbrell. I'm the VP of Sales for North America at RAP. My role today will be to introduce our latest technology and show you a day in the life of using AI to streamline your service department. Prior to that, I would like to introduce you to our organization. And with that, allow me to introduce our CEO and founder, Raghu Ramamurthy, who will further introduce RAP. So thanks for joining, Raghu. And I'll pass it to you.
Yeah, thanks, Ian. Hi, everyone. I'm Raghu. My focus pretty much has been on making sure the solutions that we deliver are grounded in reality, right? There is a lot of hype around AI. We want to make sure that how we can make AI into real use cases for you, right? That means they're measurable, easy to adopt. They have to solve day-to-day problems that matter the most to your service and engineering teams. We're really excited about today's session because it's not just the slides, right? We're not just going to show you some theoretical stuff. We will actually show you how AI can reduce response times in service step by step with a live example. Before that, so who are we really, right? Rapid Acceleration Partners, or RAP. We're an enterprise AI platform company with a significant core focus on manufacturing and distribution. Our mission is simple, right? Our mission is to put secure, powerful AI in the hands of operations teams without really disrupting your existing systems or creating significant new overhead, right? What makes us different? There are three key things that make us different. We deploy entirely within your environment, so no data leaves your infrastructure. Our platform is purpose-built for complex manufacturing workflows. It's not a small piecemeal application, particularly where you have discrete systems, whether it's your PLM, ERP, legacy systems, spreadsheets. There's just tribal knowledge sitting across your organization and it's fragmented, right? Our platform is built to be able to bring that together and deliver value for you. Pretty much everything that we deliver runs on our proprietary tech stack. So no dependency on external software, pretty much giving you full control and IP ownership. While our platform is used across industries, a significant portion of our work or body of knowledge and our strongest track record has been in manufacturing. Right? Over the past few years, we've worked very closely with aftermarket engineering, procurement, dealer support teams, distribution teams, pretty much helping them automate some of the world's most painful revenue critical process, right? I mean, this is just your day-to-day process, things that include around matching parts across fragmented PLM or ERP systems, deduping parts across systems, speeding up RFQ turnaround, benchmarking competitor catalogs, price benchmarking, automating claims validation, and pretty much turning a lot of the tribal knowledge that's sitting in your systems into smart assistants. Right? What we bring to the table isn't just the AI; it's real AI applied to real operational bottlenecks that manufacturers like yourselves deal with every day. Right? And that's where we consistently deliver measurable outcomes. Right? It's whether it's faster quoting, cleaner catalogs, stronger dealer support, and ultimately more revenue with less effort. Right. Our platform is trusted by some of the world's most respected companies, whether it's industrial OEMs or aftermarket parts suppliers, distributors, or dealer networks. You'll notice that you see names across the spectrum of customers, whether it's automotive, HVAC, heavy equipment, energy, electronics, because our solutions go beyond generic AI, right? They are grounded in real operation complexity, and it's built to deliver impact quickly, right? But while these is a very wide diverse set of customers, there's one common thing that connects these customers, that is fragmented systems, extremely high process variability depending on their industry and size, and a lot of manual work that slows down revenue critical applications, right? We've helped these teams turn AI into action without necessarily needing giant digital transformation projects that run for years, right? With that, let's look at a couple of quick examples to how we've been able to translate some things into reality. Right? Here's a real example from a Fortune 500 industrial manufacturer. Their service teams were stuck in a broken workflow, right? On the one end, customer tickets were coming in through email or phone, right? They would go into a ticketing system, right? On the other hand, the answers that they needed were scattered in their PLM system, maybe their ERP system, SharePoint folders that contained manuals and troubleshooting records, their field service system that had historical records of information, spreadsheets, warranty information built on a legacy custom platform administered by a third-party system. Again, this wasn't just about finding information, right? It was about navigating multiple systems through the entire life cycle, right from intake, prioritization, warranty validation, guided troubleshooting, and then how do I actually do resolution handoff, right? We built an AI-powered service and engineering assistant for them that sits across the workflow, right? Instead of just chasing data, the system brings them the right information at the right time, right? Whether it was a warranty status, a past resolution, a technical manual or drawing, whether there's information about parts needed for replacement, right? Right then, we didn't just stop there, right? It was just about being able to wrap all this into a form that they were an engineer was field service engineer was able to consume it when he is chasing that particular issue downtime issue at the field, right? We just didn't deliver through a help desk, right? We wrapped this into a mobile app too, right? That means field technicians can access the same intelligence right at their customer site. What was the impact? Agents resolved tickets faster, engineers got fewer escalations, field techs were able to fix problems on the first visit. Pretty much the whole service lifecycle became more connected, and the connected experience improved dramatically. Here's another quick example. Um, a slightly different area, but something that operates at scale. Right, this was for a Fortune 100 automotive manufacturer. They were manually processing about 100,000 dealer claims a month, leading to delays, errors, poor dealer satisfaction, right? And volume spike during peak seasons made things worse. They could not staff up, or they ended up auto approving, which also related in a revenue leakage problem for them, right? And claims would just get stuck across systems. Right? We built a solution using AI agents that extracted these ticket data, extracted the backing information, whether it's from emails or PDFs, validates it automatically, and then routes the claims through their system after approval through a dealer management system, right? The outcome was over 100,000 claims processed monthly, right? With about $360,000 in annual savings on just this one process, and obviously a much more faster, consistent dealer experience, right? Again, both of these examples, they weren't just about the automation. It was actually about fixing a broken process with AI and unlocking that real value, right? These are examples of some things that look what it looks like in the real world, right? Solutions built around real constraints, delivering measurable business outcomes, right? Now, I don't want to keep you away from the crux of this webinar by just talking about what we've done in the past. We want to actually show you how it could work in your environment by showing a live demo. Ian is going to walk you through a live demo and show how fast and easy it can be to drive results. Over to you, Ian.
All right. Thanks, Raghu. Um, I think those case studies are a good transition to what we're going to talk about. If you looked at the statistics from those projects we did, you saw some very high, incredible speed added to processes, faster, smaller lead times, and huge savings. But as Raghu mentioned, it is also about your end client's experience and improving that experience. And that's going to be especially important for a concept for today's presentation. So what you'll see today is I will be a service specialist working for a company called Acme Truck Parts. And I will work through a workflow that allows me to resolve a ticket or two, benefiting from AI all the way across the process. And some of the elements you'll see is are an AI assistant that I can interact with, a ticket prioritization and routing process powered by AI, knowledge reuse from history, a full history of not only the tickets but other data, complemented by other data pulled from the rest of the company, and even segues into increased sales that might happen as a result of the ticket. So with that, I think we'll jump into our sample AI interface. All right. So before I get started, let me give you an idea of what's happening in the back end of this system. That's often the early questions we get. So I'll move over to the settings section where we'll see the current connections that we have from AI to other systems in the company. So this connections area lets me see which internal databases the system is currently connected to. So here we have connections to an ERP system, a design data vault, a CRM system, SharePoint where we keep our documents, and even an email system. So now this particular tab may be primarily used by our internal IT, internal IT staff, or in today's case, my internal IT staff, or by the RAP help desk to monitor and maintain the system. But it also gives me an opportunity to help explain where the data is coming from that I'm going to be benefiting from today. And if I scroll down a little bit further, I'll see the RAP AI agents, how they're working as connectors. So the agents maintain those connections to those systems, and mirror any data changes in those systems. In this case, we can see live that those systems are connected and up and running and working as expected. So this is a nice display that for an end user builds confidence that I'm connected and I have real-time access to the data. And of course, for our IT team, this is an interface where they can go to confirm the system is working as intended. So I'm done reviewing the back end of the system, and it's time to review and close some service tickets. So jumping into this web-based interface, some of our customers have the functionality you see today running in the background or integrated inside their ERP interface or other ways of interacting. So today we're going to use a common web interface that we've built with some of our other customers. So having an easy to use interface with everything I need in one place has a number of benefits. It makes it easier to use. It minimizes the time I need to navigate the data. And as I add new users to my team, it helps them to adapt to the tasks and the tool. So jumping into my queue of open tickets there on the left, The information reflected in these tickets have been curated from the various data sources that I showed you before, and some of the data in here will include information from voicemails, emails, email attachments, or even our website if that's one of the ways um, I want my clients to be able to open a ticket. In addition, you'll see lots of supporting information that's been pulled from ERP, my document store, or the other databases that we showed. The benefit, as mentioned before, is the AI has saved me massive amounts of time by having already collected the data and presented it in a in a common streamlined way that you'll see more of here in a moment. So I'm in the queue, and I've used the sort function to move the critical tickets to the top. AI has reviewed the data for this ticket and has learned the criteria necessary to rank based on importance. And that importance could be a function of safety, the time sensitivity of the issue, or the overall impact on the customer. And the benefit here is that I save time and potentially cost for my customers by resolving the highest impact tickets first, with an eye on increased customer satisfaction, which hopefully bolsters customer loyalty and future sales. So to get started, I'm going to choose the Fleet Max truck ticket here at the top, and it immediately gives me a ticket preview on the right. This gives some basic information so I can evaluate the type of ticket it is and whether I'm the right person to address the specific issue. And so the preview allows me to quickly evaluate the ticket and even quickly flip through multiple tickets if I'm looking for a specific ticket, and just need some quick information to evaluate what type of ticket it is. So here I determine this ticket is right up my alley as a service specialist, and move further into the information using the full ticket details button below. So this next screen now gives me complete and extensive information about the ticket, not only from the information submitted by the customer, but from data that's been gathered from all the internal data sources. And this is great because I'm only a few moments into this particular ticket, and I'm already benefiting from the company's store of product information as well as records of previously resolved tickets to allow for a best income. And we're going to work through all that data here. The first tab I interact with is the ticket details tab. This tab gives me useful information I'll need to resolve the ticket, including safety warnings, highlighted and right at top, so it can't be missed, customer email correspondence, warranty status, and part number. And it even reminds me that the customer, based on where AI thinks I'm going with the resolution, might benefit from needing to buy a replacement part or additional parts or complementary parts to the solution. And in this case, in this ticket, we have three specific trucks that are dealing with overheating issues. I also want to point out at the bottom is also a document attachment that our AI agent has found will be useful to resolving the issue. In this case, it's just one attachment, but it could include any number of company documents that are going to help us get the customer happy and get the issue resolved. And the benefit here is I do not have to worry that a key document may be located in some place that I didn't particularly look, or buried in a folder, or mislabeled, or even on our website. Any document that's going to help me with this, AI will have found and tied off to the ticket. And so this is another example of where you pick up huge time savings of having AI integrated into your process. So the next tab is a list of AI recommendations on how to resolve the issue. So here AI has taken a first crack at determining the best actions to solve the problem of the overheating trucks based on all the available information. And this is very helpful because it allows me to use my expertise as a service expert to quickly evaluate whether the recommended solutions seem to be right? Are they viable? By taking a quick first pass on them. And I can also include or exclude steps based on my experience. And I can go back to the documents I found or even use some of these other tabs to evaluate whether I like the solutions that the AI agent came up with. Um, and I also see from this tab that our AI agent is evaluating its own results and sharing that feedback as confidence scores under each of the recommendations. So by having AI evaluate the accuracy of its own recommendations, the experience for me as a service specialist is it's more conversational. It helps me to build a comfort level and evaluate these recommendations as part of the process. And the benefit here is we're optimizing the quality of the solution by having my human experience and knowledge and AI technology come together for the highest quality resolution and the best solution. So in this case of the three overheating trucks, I determined that all of the steps will be necessary and are appropriate, and that I plan to communicate those to the customer. And I communicate that using checkboxes to let AI know that I'm going to use all of those as part of my solution. So this lets me record what I plan to communicate to the client. And by pushing feedback into AI, it does a number of things. It increases the value of my data set by creating history of the eventual recommendations, and it allows AI to further learn from my experience and my choices in the process, increasing the quality of future ticket solutions. Um, and you know, and then our entire team benefits from that. But before I call the customer, I want to take a look at the customer history, and there's a couple different ways to do that. So first, I'm going to look at the history of our entire ticket system, looking at similar tickets with similar issues. So this shows me the previous tickets that we've closed that have had similar issues across all of our customers. Um, and and tickets that have been closed and have been found to be useful in resolution. And so I have this nice scrollable list where I can look to see if I'm zeroing in on similar solutions, or if there was variation in how these were resolved. And that would, of course, impact ultimately how I resolve this problem for the customer. Um, and So another way to look at history is to look at this next tab, this all list, where I can take a look at all of the tickets associated with this customer, whether it's related to this issue, this particular overheating issue or not. And again, because I have all this data, I can look for larger trends at this particular customer's location to help them be more successful. And it gives us an opportunity for our team to be more proactive in making recommendations. So, for example, if I'm seeing the same issue over and over again, there may be issues not reflected in the ticket. Um, there may be things that they're doing to cause this problem, or they may just not have a complete solution, which is causing things to break or malfunction. And those are conversations we want to have with all of our clients. From the screen, next I'm going to go to an audit log. So before I completely finalize the path for resolving this issue, I want to know what potentially my other team members have been doing on this ticket. And the benefit here is that I can save time. Well, one, by not taking any redundant steps if somebody has already done certain steps or reviewed certain information. It also allows me to increase communication across our team members about what's already been completed. And fostering these communications can increase the quality and timeliness of our responses. So in this particular case of the overheating trucks, I can see that originally the ticket was set as a high priority, but my manager, Mike, moved it to critical. So I can look and see, why he made those decisions and I can even in the history of this see that was probably a recommendation from Sarah, who was one of the first people to touch this ticket. So as on a lot of these tabs, this audit log has filters, so I can slice and dice through the audit and through the previous actions that have been taken to better understand what path was taken. So yeah, this allows me to quickly get to a past set of events and understand them before moving forward. So these are so you've seen a lot of the tools that AI enables to allow me to resolve this ticket. So at the end of the story, I contact the customer, I walk them through the solution, and in this particular case, I even initiate a work order that's required and is backed by the warranty. And at the end of the story, we close out the ticket to the customer satisfaction. Let me move on to another ticket to show a little bit more functionality. So and I do close the ticket first. Next, I'm going to jump to Midwest Haulage. So that's the next company in the queue. When I get to the full ticket details this time, I actually have a voicemail instead of an email like the previous ticket. So the voicemail is connected to the ticket, and it even automatically gives me a text transcript that I can read. Or hypothetically, let's say the person was hard to read, or the transcription got muffled. I can get further clarification by listening to the voicemail, and as many times as I need to right from this interface. So I'll go ahead and run the sound on the voicemail recording. Okay, the sound is not coming through, but you would have heard a man's voice explaining that there was a problem with a liquid leaking out of the truck, and what his immediate concerns were. I think this highlights something important, which is how we can use multiple ways of routing calls into the system. So whether they're coming through the website, through voicemail, through email, or another tool, AI is bringing all that data together in a common format that's useful for me as the technical specialist. In this case, I can work through the workflow the same as the last ticket using the same standard tools. And you'll notice, AI has done the work to make sure the ticket data is organized in the same way for every ticket. And we found there's a lot of benefits to this type of standardization in that it builds consistency for how the tickets are managed. So whether it's me or Sarah or Mike or somebody else on our team, and what you're doing is you're creating a reliable experience, both for me as the technical agent and a reliable experience for the client. So for this ticket, I'm not going to work all the way through it. I'm going to shelve this one and put in a reminder for me to take action later. So I can put in a reminder. The system will make sure the ticket gets a reasonable follow-up, but maybe I'm waiting for another team member to get me some insights or discuss it with them, or maybe I'm even waiting for the customer to submit some additional information. Going back to the ticket, I also want to point out a risk assessment area. That's down here in the lower left-hand corner. So the risk assessment area was available while I was working through the tickets. And in this particular case, AI has caught that one, this is the third time the customers had this issue, and two, this is a high cost issue for them. So the benefit here is by AI maintaining this risk assessment area, it helps me get ahead of the seriousness of the issue or how I might handle it, it being the third time. And the benefit here is that it enables me as a service specialist to be proactive and to help the customer avoid the issue in the future, which can decrease their costs and build customer loyalty. And and this is where AI is very powerful, and can bring you these insights early in the process. And as experienced as I may be as a technical support specialist, these are the types of things that can be missed just because I'm trying to move as fast as possible to resolve the issue. Um, so we showed you so far. We've showed you a standard sort of workflow and how you work through and bounce back and forth the tools to get to an answer quickly. But I'd also like to introduce the idea of a service assistant. So one of the options at the top. So moving into the service assistant, this gives me access to an AI chat window so that I can dig further into the available data, to help resolve a ticket. So often in these types of environments, there's those 1 or 2% of the tickets that are especially challenging. Maybe AI doesn't have a record of us having resolved this problem before, and maybe nobody on our team has seen this particular type of problem before. So it allows me to use the large language model to further integrate available information from all our different sources, all our different databases in a conversational way, in a more unlimited way. So in this example, there's something bugging me, and I'm curious what is the history of this particular customer and this particular valve that we manufacture and deliver. So by simply asking about that history of Fleet Max and this valve, it gives me a history and insights into the types of problems they've had in the past, and if there is a pattern. So the benefit here is that the process does not, by being able to go into a full chat window and have a conversation, as many of us are becoming used to with AI, the process doesn't exclude the benefits of human experience, intuition, and human initiative from being part of the problem solving process. So this is an enhancement to the team, not a replacement. And while the standard workflow may allow us to quickly resolve a lot of and most of the standard issues, AI can also help accelerate what may be the thornier tickets, that may be taking up most of your time, and especially the valuable time of some of your most experienced technical people. Another option I'd like to show you, that we have in this example, is the call support option at the top. So here we've also addressed situations where we've not collected a lot of information and we don't have the problem defined, and we're talking with the customer on the phone for the first time. And of course, when the customer's on the phone, you know, they're gonna want to have to be able to give you the information, have you start to give them at least initial feedback fairly quickly. So this is a tool where I've taken a call with the customer, instead of an email or voicemail. I'm talking to them live. So this is an alternate tool to the workflows you saw before that I can use in real time to collect. In this case, I collect the VIN number of the specific vehicle, and I add some keywords about the problem, and I'm immediately being presented with useful information that will allow me to start to define the problem and start to potentially ask the client more questions, and start to have a conversation about how we move to a solution. And the benefits here is I'm accessing the same data as the other tools. I have unlimited access to all our internal databases and documents to help me collect information in a useful way and work towards a solution. And then just a quick stop at just to close out the the last area here that we have in our solution, and this is the quick admin area of the solution. And as you would expect, this type of system will include basic administrative tools to control access by user, role, or group, to track who's doing what in the system. And I want to take the this opportunity to highlight here that our solutions from RAP and our AI solutions is completely controlled by your company. So this is your data. Our software is in many cases securely hosted by you in your environment, and there's no need for outside systems or participants. And while our help desk is always available there to help you, and I just wanted to highlight that we take your IP very seriously. Ultimately, our standardized AI tools are making your unique IP more valuable to your employees and then ultimately to your customers. And the benefit here is that your company is building a system that evolves and is unique to your company. And this should lead to a unique competitive advantage as your company works towards increased market share and increased profitability and growth and all of those things. So unless by some chance your company is actually called Acme Truck Parts, ultimately we would challenge you to envision a solution that is very unique to your products, your customers, and your way of doing things. So with that, I'm done with my tasks for the morning. So that ends my tasks as the employee of Acme Truck Parts. I've closed out a ticket using all the tools and all of the data available to me, and I've even started another ticket with scheduled resolution for later. And so it's my hope that this was helpful in showing you examples of the types of tools our customers are using and to expose you to some of our expertise and hopefully triggered some ideas for you on how you can use this technology to get to market faster, to get better products to your customers faster, and ultimately benefit your company. So with that, we'll jump to the questions if we have any. My team is still muted.
Yeah.
If I bring one up, there we go.
I think we'll give people maybe a minute or two to see if we have any questions. Okay, I think we have our first question. Okay, what if the AI tells my team to do the wrong thing?
Raghu, you want to handle that one?
Yep. Yeah, that's a I think a standard good concern, right? Pretty much every recommendation that the AI throws within the system comes with a confidence score and an explanation, right? If the confidence is low, right, we would typically flag it as advisory only, with no action performed by the AI automatically, right? And then agents can either edit or override it, right? And pretty much the human is always in control. So it's completely configurable, right? We know that these mistakes are costly, right? And we want to make sure that the humans are completely in control. This is just an insight service which is crunching this data, bringing those recommendations for humans to be able to make their decisions.
I'd also add that these types of systems, we didn't really have an example today, but are more than capable of enforcing logical workflows. So, for example, in the example I did today, if it was if there was a lot of cost at risk, or there were a number of safety issues, the AI may require my manager to review the recommendations before we go and present them to the customer. So AI is very good at checks and balances and self evaluating and sharing those evaluations with those of us using the system.
Okay. This is an interesting question that we have. So how does the system actually know which tickets to push up top, right? Um, so again, we don't let the AI just guess it, right? It pretty much uses your rules, right? It could be contracts, warranty terms, SLA terms that are agreed with customers, safety flags, right? We can put in these business rules, combine that with historically how you picked up tickets for prioritization. For example, if there is a win under recall, that ticket could be instantly prioritized. So pretty much everything is explainable and auditable, right? So there is no randomness in the ticket picking. It is trained on your historical data and confined within your business rules, right? The AI makes a decision within those constraints.
Um, and I would also add that, ultimately you are going to need some type of algorithm to determine how those should be ranked. But AI is more than capable of designing those algorithms and presenting them to you. So very often in the development process, while we're working with you, we're having AI build that system, and of course, we as humans approve that it's come up with good criteria. And AI can benefit by looking at all your data to help build a tight, intelligent algorithm to do things like rankings. Um, so AI can work at multiple levels to make sure you're getting good results.
The next question, again, the example that you showed us is for one product line. What if we had multiple product lines and this had to be used across divisions or sites? Right. Again, great question. I think of this as Lego blocks, right? You start with one core assistant, which could be service tickets for one product line, but then you can keep adding more, right? Either in terms of capability, it could be part lookups, warranty claims, quality, and stuff like that. And then in parallel, you can keep adding multiple product line data as well, right? Again, depending on whether all of those products work across locations or they are tied to a particular location by user, right? We can restrict that access as well, right? And again, that is also part of the security piece. People only see what they are allowed to see, right? If, for example, if they don't have underlying PLM access, they won't see the PLM data that is pulled through the assistant, right? This cannot be a backdoor entry for them to get access to that system. So again, it is an incremental addition that you keep doing, right, as an expansion, and it's a standard process that we follow with across customers that we keep adding module after module.
Yeah, and I'll just add something real quick. I'm pretty sure 100% of all our customers have lots of product lines. So, yeah, we use a small data set here for our demonstrations. But yeah, all of our customers have multiple product lines. A small environment could be 10,000 SKUs, but obviously some of our customers have much bigger product lists than even that. And uh, yeah, maybe you got to get a little bit bigger of a server, but other than that, AI can handle all of it.
We have one more question that is, uh, can you share what kind of ROI you've generally seen with your customers? I think across customers, I think we've seen ROI in few different areas, right? It could be either fast resolution times, anywhere in the range of about 30 to 40% fast resolution times, right? About 30% increase in first time fixes, right? 25% fewer escalations to engineering. That's now usually that's an ROI piece that you would not see, right? But bulk of the contact center time goes off in them not being able to find things and then them going eating away with precious engineering time, right? So we were able to contain that, right? And then again, something that you cannot attribute daily is being able to add new revenue streams from allowing for customers to be able to for your our customers to be able to upsell parts through service, right? So it's not just a cost savings in terms of an ROI, but a service also becomes a growth driver because you're able to one drive revenues, but at the same time you're also able to drive a significant customer experience. Ian, anything that you'd like to share?
No, I think that's good. And then, for the person who asked that question, the case studies that Raghu talked about earlier will be in the slide deck when we send it out. So that gives some specific numbers and explanations of where the ROI comes from. So Raghu, is that our last question?
Yep. I
Okay.
don't see any more
And
questions.
and we're right on time for ending the webinar. So thank you to everybody for joining. I think you'll be notified of our future webinars, and we hope you join us for other ones. And have a good rest of the week, everyone. Thank you.